Good morning, students. We are in the part 3 of the lesson An Astrologer's Day. I hope the previous two videos were clear enough and you have no doubts as I haven't received any WhatsApp message from any of you. Let us continue, but before that, we'll look up at the last thing that we saw in the video. We saw how this astrologer finally gives up and accepts the challenge given by the stranger. Stop, said the other. I don't want all that. Shall I succeed in my present search or not? Answer this and go. Otherwise, I will not let you go till you disgorge all your coins. The astrologer muttered a few incantations and replied, All right, I will speak. But will you give me a rupee if what I say is convincing? Otherwise, I will not open my mouth and you may go do whatever you like. After a good deal of haggling, the other agreed. The astrologer said, You were left for dead. Am I right? Ah, tell me more. A knife has passed through you once, said the astrologer. Good fellow. He bared his chest to show the scar. What else? And then you were pushed into a well nearby. In the field, you were left for dead. I should have been dead if some passerby had not chanced to peep into the well, exclaimed the other, overwhelmed by enthusiasm. When shall I get at him? He asked, clenching his fist. In the next world, another answered the astrologer. He died 4 months ago in a far off town. You will never see any more of him. The other groaned on hearing it. The astrologer proceeded. Now, here we see how the astrologer insists on a few incantations and thinks about the man's situation. He then asks the man, Has he ever been left for dead? He has. The astrologer also asks if it was a knife, and the stranger, with increasing amazement, reveals a scar left on his chest by a blade. Then the astrologer then says that the man was left for dead after being pushed into a well, and this actually turns out to be true. The stranger, amazed, asks when he should get his revenge on the person who had assaulted him. Let's see what the astrologer says. Guru Nayak, you know my name? The other said, taken aback. As I know all other things, Guru Nayak, listen carefully to what I have to say. Your village is 2 days' journey due north of this town. Take the next train and be gone. I see once again great danger to your life if you go from home. He took out a pinch of sacred ash and held it to him. Rub it on your forehead and go home. Never travel southward again, and you will live to be 100. Now, up till here, whatever the astrologer had told the stranger, everything was true. So now the stranger was quite convinced that this person, the astrologer, is right in whatever he said. And hence, he now has to listen to whatever the astrologer was insisting him to do. So the astrologer tells him that the man he seeks vengeance against died 4 months ago. And Nayak is amazed that there is no way the astrologer could have known his name. The astrologer replies simply that he knows many things and he wants Nayak to never journey south of this village. If he does so, he will surely be killed. But if he goes home, which is 48-hour train journey, then Nayak can live into old age. Why should I leave home again? The other said reflectively. I was only going away now and then to look for him and to choke out his life if I met him. He shook his head regretfully. He has escaped my hands. I hope at least he died as he deserved. Yes, said the astrologer. He was crushed under a lorry. The other looked gratified to hear it. Now, here we see how this stranger, who was once put into danger by someone else, he was actually looking for revenge. He wanted to take revenge from the person who put him in a situation where he would have almost died if someone would have not saved him. And so he has come here to take revenge from this person, and he wanted to know will he ever find him or not. But the astrologer tells him that he will not find him because that person is already dead. So hence he feels very regretful. Why? Because he could not take his revenge. But when he comes to know that the person whom he was going to take revenge from, he was crushed under a lorry, he looks very satisfied, he looks very pleased. And now he thinks that okay, since that I wanted to kill him in a very bad manner, he himself was killed that way, so hence he doesn't need to feel bad about it. So fortunately, the astrologer says he was crushed under a bus, and in fact a terrifying death was, he faced a terrifying death. So Nayak is pleased by this news. Now after all these things, let's see what happens further. The place was deserted by the time the astrologer picked up his articles and put them into his bag. The green shaft was also gone, leaving the place in darkness and silence. The stranger had gone off into the night after giving the astrologer a handful of coins. It was nearly midnight when the astrologer reached home, and his wife was waiting for him at the door and demanded an explanation. He flung the coins at her and said, "Count them." One man gave all that. 12.5 annas, she said, counting. She was overjoyed. "I can buy some jaggery and coconut tomorrow. The child has been asking for sweets for so many days now. I will prepare some nice stuff for her." "The swine has cheated me. He promised me a rupee," said the astrologer. She looked at him. "You look worried. What is wrong?" So here we see that the stranger was quite satisfied with whatever he heard from the astrologer, and so giving away some coins, he left the place. The astrologer thought maybe he must have given the amount that was agreed between them. So he just took those coins, put it in his bag, and since it was very late, everybody had left the place, no one was there around, he just packed his bag and started towards his home. Now, when he reached home, he saw that his wife was eagerly waiting because it was very late and the astrologer was supposed to be back home. So the wife asked him what exactly happened and why was he late. And the astrologer gave the coins to her and asked her to count them. And she said it was 12.5 annas only. So this person got really, the astrologer got upset, thinking that he had cheated him. Okay, he had promised to give him 1 rupee, but he had instead given him only 12.5 annas. So when he looks so disturbed, this wife asks him, "What happened? Why are you so worried? It's just the amount that is, falling short, nothing more." The astrologer says nothing. After dinner, sitting on the pure, he told her, "Do you know a great load is gone from me today? I thought I had the blood of a man on my hands all these years. That was the reason why I ran away from home, settled here, and married you. He is alive." She gasped. "You tried to kill him?" "Yes, in our village, when I was a silly youngster, we drank, gambled, and quarreled badly one day. Why, think of it now. Time to sleep," he said, yawning and stretched himself on the pure. You remember, children, in the previous video, we saw how the author had given us a background of this astrologer. And in there, he said that this person was not only running away from his duties, the duties that every person in the village has, but also there was some misdeed that he was running away from. So this is the misdeed that he had made. Okay, while he was young, he was like the other silly youngsters in his village who drank, gambled, and one fine day, this incident took place in his life where he had actually, harmed someone and threw him in the well. And that person today, when he came in front of him, the astrologer, the person was very, very satisfied, thinking that yes, I had harmed him then, but he is still alive. So he now at this point here we see that this astrologer, he confesses whatever happened to his wife, but at the same time he is no more scared or afraid about it. He's now relaxed because the person is alive. After a nice dinner, here the astrologer also confesses to his wife that long ago, when he was a teenager, he was the one who pushed Nayak down the well and left him to die. So the two had been gambling and drinking, and so this fight took place. But now he's alive, and so the astrologer feels that he can sleep with a light heart. So this is how the author ends the lesson. Still, if you have any doubts, please do message. We'll be also discussing the question answers, and I will be sending you the answers. I request all of you to kindly make a notebook for English, and please write down the notes so that later on it does not become a burden for you all to cover up all the notes. If any doubts, please let me know. Until then, stay home, stay safe.